Well, unfortunately, as I'm sure you've seen, it wasn't the football at Stamford Bridge which featured on the sports pages today. It was the scenes before, during and after involving hooligans.
Both here at Piccadilly and at Charing Cross, a record number of arrests were made as the Leeds Service Crew and Chelsea Headhunters fought with weapons on the tube, many of them sustaining injuries.
In London, we took massive numbers. You'd be out at King's Cross walking down the road, maybe 5 minutes, you'd look back, and Leeds were still coming out of King's Cross. That's how many were on that train. You sort of knew what sort of day it were going to pan out like.
There's a big thing being made of it. All the cop were singing the Golded. 5 more weeks to go, 4 more weeks to go to Chelsea.
We went on train, and there were about 400, 500 on train, and we went to Cockney Pride pub, Piccadilly.
A couple of pubs there that were regularly used. One was Cockney Pride, around there drinking and that, and then we'd maybe mooch off and see if we could find where Chelsea were out like that. They used to hang about up Victoria quite a bit, so we often... You'd get like young spotters, 10 of them maybe would go up and have a look. They'd come back and they'd say, oh, there's about 400 Chelsea and...
Chasing around the streets, Leeds fans chasing Chelsea fans, police chasing Leeds fans, Chelsea fans had regrouped and then chasing Leeds fans.
They were fighting all over. Leeds fans were trying to get away from police and going on tubes, and there were Chelsea on tubes.
And then police came in and split everyone up generally to two groups. And some of us went to Piccadilly tube station, and some went a different way.
And as soon as you got to any of the stations around Chelsea, there was a waiting squad waiting for you. And they just wanted to kick 7 bells out of you.
Coming into Piccadilly tube station, they let so many of us go forward and held so many back. They let us go down into underground, and then they saw us down onto escalator and never followed us any further. Next thing, this train comes in, absolutely packed solid with Chelsea. As it pulled in, then up doors open, and then Chelsea Roar went up, and then they came steaming out at all doors. The front ones at the front of our lot, the first ones off that train had been hand to hand. And there was a lot of scaffolding on. They must have had some work done. Poles and all fitted, and big heavy knuckle fitting there with them and all that sort of stuff. And it was going off, there was stuff flying all over. It was carnage.
The fans, honestly, the rivalry was really bad. Pretty violent.
Everybody come out and everybody's getting battered.
Scaffolding poles and all sorts, and it was just chaos. On escalators, or people laid out.
There were people, falling over end of platform when it were all kicked off. I mean, they were chasing each other. Police were rounding people up. Dogs were out.
And then police pushed Chelsea back onto the tube. When they let tube go, Chelsea buggered off like on tube. And they just kept us, and they arrested every single one of us, 153.
There was trouble in the first half in the main stand when police fought with youths among the seats.
Constantly having to go at Chelsea, and there were things being thrown back and forth.
At the end, as youngsters ran onto the pitch, more fighting erupted between youths and police, and the Leeds supporters were locked inside the ground for half an hour.
But on the return matches, when we come to Leeds, the Chelsea fans were a bit wiser than the Leeds fans. All the Leeds fans waiting for the train coming up from London, nobody on it. They'd already come up to Pudsey the day before, got the service bus down from Pudsey to Elland Road, and no fight at the station.
History of the away fans coming to Leeds in the 70s and 80s, they used to hate the walk home back to the train station. It's a 1.5 mile walk, and they used to get ambushed at all other places. And away fans, you even talk to guys now in the 50s and 60s who will reminisce and say Leeds was a horrible place to go to back in the day. Oh, horrible. Which makes me quite proud.
Up to Leeds were always the hardest game you could go to be honest. The rivalry were fierce, really fierce.
Bit of a shithole, Elland Road. Could do with a bit of a revamp or a rebuild, but not the greatest stadium.
Got up there early. Come out at the train station, went into a pub and got headbutted.
Bumped into some Chelsea who were going home, and we were having it off, and said to this lad, come on then. And he pulled the biggest fucking axe out of his coat I've ever seen in my life, and I thought, wow.
High unemployment, industrial decline and social unrest had become a gateway into football hooliganism in 80s Britain. And after 2 fairly successful police operations at Elland Road, it kicked off again here at Stamford Bridge just 2 years later.
84. What are you talking about?
5-0 here.
Chelsea got promotion by winning 5-0.
Every time they scored, Chelsea invaded the pitch.
It's the only time I've ever been on the pitch at Chelsea on that day.
Chelsea come across pitch, But there were that many Leeds there going mad, lifting concrete up and stuff, that Chelsea fans didn't actually try to get at Leeds fans.
The terrace was crumbling, so there was bits of concrete everywhere.
Leeds fans started to break up the concrete. It was such an old stadium terracing with broken rubble.
And Leeds fans were throwing it on pitch, and I was thinking, it's only going to come back.
People just started throwing bricks.
The next thing I knew, there was a Leeds fan who climbed up onto the scoreboard, which was Ken Bates' pride and joy.
And they ripped up the stanchion and put it through the scoreboard.
I think everybody's anger just got vented on the scoreboard.
People started throwing stuff at the scoreboard.
Every light bulb, break.
Electric scoreboard, just glass flying everywhere. But mainly it was after the match where they started getting a little bit spicy.
There's a couple of pubs more or less opposite Fulham Broadway, and it was mad there, like. When we come out, they all came out of there with beer glasses and that, chucking them. And there was a big standoff in the middle of the road, but police were onto that.
Car windows going through, coach windows going through, and everything.
We went back to Leeds with the back coach window through.
There was a lot of Leeds coaches got bricked.
Went back to my future wife's house in Poole, and I just ruffled my hair and thought, there's bits of concrete in my hair.
From them early days of the 80s, wherever you went at Chelsea, you just learned to yourself to be very, very careful. Don't wear any colours where possible, and even try and talk Cockney if you could.
Just a day that you think, I think we'll remember that one later on in years to come.
Ken Bates, owner of Chelsea at the time, commented, "I shall not rest until Leeds United are kicked out of the Football League. Their fans are the scum of the earth, absolute animals and a disgrace. I will do everything in my power to make this happen." Once dubbed the most brutal in English football,
This game has history.
is a grudge match that goes back 60 years.
Oh my goodness.
And yet many people don't even know why.
He pulled the biggest f***ing axe out of his coat I've ever seen.
This is Leeds United versus Chelsea.
This is Chelsea versus Leeds revisited. Feet flying all over the place.
Filthiest FA Cup ever.
Riot on the London Underground.
Throwing bricks, really bad.